What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to talk about a topic we really haven't talked about much at all, and that is going to be avatar frames. So a lot of people out there have been asking what frame they should go for. Should they go for the Guild Wars one? Should they go for Maverick? Should they go for, IDA? We got IDA, we got Guild Wars, we got Ace Championship now. We got a lot of different options, so I want to let you guys know what my opinions are as far as which ones are best. And we're also going to go over where each one comes from. So let's jump right into it. So let's first take a look and see where you can actually look at the stats of the frames are, and then we'll kind of go over later on which ones we think you should aim for depending on what type of player you are. Of course, you can always come into your avatar frame here. You can jump over to gallery and you can see every single avatar frame. They're kind of organized by where you get them from. It's kind of a nice little thing, but let's go over where they come from first. The first one here is the Black Diamond avatar frame. This was from last November's Black Friday event. It is the new version of the year before's Black Gold avatar frame. So I wouldn't be surprised if every single year we get a brand new frame that has slightly better stats. Overall, you get 8% attack, 14% HP, 9% crit, and that control immunity, where the first one doesn't have the control immunity. So it is just straight up a better version. Wouldn't be surprised if next year they add like another line on there. I don't know, crit damage, something like that. Speed, that would be a little dangerous. But those are typically some of the ones that you cannot, well, they're the only two that you cannot acquire anymore. Once the event goes by, they are gone. Next up, we have the group up here are going to be all the IDA frames. We have the IDA Championship one, of course. You have second place all the way down to top 8, 32. And then, of course, that Maverick, which used to be that benchmark everybody wanted to go for. A lot of you out there are probably chilling on an Overseer one. It's very easy to get to Overseer for most players if you just take the time investment to grind it out. Anything below there, not really worth talking about. Then we come over to the Royal Amethyst, the Guild War frames. They are probably one of the best goals for the average player to go for. We will discuss that a little bit more. They give you control immunity, attack, and HP. Again, anything lower than Amethyst really is not in the top tier of frames that we want to talk about. And then lastly, the last group, which is very, very good. These are some of the best frames in the game right now. It has to do with the Ace Championship. Now, this one I think is kind of by far the best avatar frame in the game right now. The Ace Championship, Crown of the King, first place. Then, of course, there's the lower tiers that are still very, very good. Even the third one down, the Plume of Ascension, still very good. Crown of the King, of course, God tier. Heart of Radiance is great. Plume of Ascension is decent. I mean, let's be honest, the Goblet of Honor is still a really great one for you guys to have a goal for if you are in a just casual guild. You're not a serious spender or anything. But I want to break it down, and I want to go over which ones I think are the best and in what order. So let's jump on over and get that going. All right, so we're going to do kind of like a tier list setup of what the best avatar frames to use. As we kind of talked about, you guys already know where they pretty much come from, but now we get to talk about which ones are the best ones to get. Now, this is going to be very different depending on what spending level you're at and where you are in the game. But of course, this one's going to be the most limited, kind of rarest frame you're going to see because, let's be honest, only one guild's going to win this for a very long time, in my opinion, and that is going to be the Ace Championship Crown of the King. So this one gives attack, HP, and control immunity. It is just by far like the best frame I think out there. It has just some crazy awesome stats. It's really, really good. Definitely number one out there. Number two, though, is going to be the Black Friday frame. Now, you can't get that anymore. You can't really, I mean, it's a thing of the past. It's gone. It has some good stats. It has attack, HP. It has crit chance, which is one of the only of two frames that actually have a crit chance on it, and control immunity. So they're really, really good. One thing I kind of will put up there as well, I kind of struggle. I want to put it a little bit lower, but the Black Gold avatar frame is also really good. But again, it's a very old one. Again, you kind of have to decide as if you still have it, should you use it? Should you use something else? It's really hard to decide. And I actually think this one might throw some of you guys for a loop and not expect it. But in my opinion, in my opinion, I do think this frame right here, which is the second place avatar frame when it comes to Ace Championship right here, it is the Heart of Radiance. It's very good. 10% attack, 17% HP, and 7% control immunity. Very, very good stats. Really good. And then after that, I feel like we're kind of jumping down a tier after there. Those are kind of the top tier ones you really want to aim for if you are a spender. They're definitely the best ones out there. Now, right here, we're going to go down to the B tier. So B tier, we're going to start off with the IDA Championship frame right here. So that one is still pretty good. The bad thing is it doesn't give anything besides HP and attack, and it mainly gives HP. It's 25% HP, 8% attack. It's not really something a lot of people out there can actually acquire. It's a very difficult frame to get, really difficult in my opinion, but that is, it's still really good. Right next to that afterwards is going to be the second place frame. It has just barely slightly lower percent. It has 1%, I think, lower. Actually, no, it's 1% lower HP and attack on it. It's barely lower tier than it, but it is very, very close. Once we kind of drop below that, though, we kind of go down pretty quickly here. The last one I'm going to put in this tier is actually the third frame from Ace Championship, and that one is the Plume of Ascension. So Plume of Ascension still gives 10% attack, 16% HP, and 7% control immunity. It's still very, very good. I mean, it's still very, very good frame. The Ace Championship frames are some of the best ones in the game, and for some, it might be one of the easiest to get. But that kind of takes care of the B tier overall. I think the next one that is probably one of the best goals for most people in the game to go for is actually going to be the last one, the last frame, the Ace Championship Goblet of Honor. It is still a very good frame. It has attack, 9% attack, 15% HP, and 7% control immunity. Very good. It's still better than the next one on the list that I think is still up there, and that is going to be the Guild War Royal Amethyst. So Royal Amethyst is still great, but it only has 9% attack, 14% HP, and 6% control immunity. So you're basically losing 1% control immunity and 1% HP. That's why the Goblet of Honor is still better than the Royal Amethyst, but again, it's Ace Championship, so it might be a little harder for some people to get. Whereas Royal Amethyst, with some good luck and some good teamwork and everything within the guild, you can still get it pretty easily. So those are kind of like the top ones there. After that, I would probably drop down to the top 8 frame in IDA. It only gives 23% HP and 7% attack. It's not amazing, but I still think it's still better overall. Bumping it down to the D tier, we're kind of dropping pretty quick here now. The top 32 IDA frame is good, and I think I would put it as the next tier down. So it's, even though we're doing a tier list here, we're kind of going in order here across the tiers if you're really wondering what the order of the frames are. Next up, though, I do think is going to be the top 32 IDA frame. It's 22% HP, 7% attack. It's just a lot of stats. Following that, before even going to the Maverick frame, I am going to jump on over to the Azure Sapphire. So that's the second place frame in Guild Wars, because it still has a decent amount of attack and HP, 7% attack, 12% HP, and 4% control immunity. So still pretty decent stats. Then we kind of drop down, and we're not really going to talk too much about the other Guild Wars frames, but we are going to go over 2 more IDAs. We, of course, have that coveted Maverick frame. That was like the one everybody was going for a while. And then probably the easiest one for the average player to acquire is going to be the Overseer frame. So it only gives 17% HP and 7% attack. It's still decent stats, but because it doesn't have control immunity on it, it does lose quite a bit of value. So that is something to consider if you are looking about which frame should I use, which one is best, which one should I go for. In my opinion, this is definitely the order. So again, if you literally want A to Z order, make sure you're looking at the tier and then going left to right in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frames. 1 to 14 in that order is my opinion, which ones you should be trying to go for. Again, if you are an average player, the best ones in my opinion to go for are these 2 right here. They are absolutely great. If you can get Royal Amethyst in Guild War, you finally get first place in Guild War. That is amazing. But really, I think the big goal most people should be going for as the lowest entry level is the Ace Championship Goblet of Honor. 9% attack, 15% HP, and 7% control immunity is very, very good. So again, the bottom 2 tiers is what the normal average player should go for. Anything in B tier above is really in the spenders realm and the people who are really going for competition in PvP. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know what you guys think about the order. Do you think I messed anything up? Do you think I should switch anything around? Let me know for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.